If you had never been neglected or abused, you'd still risk falling in love with people who didn't love you back. And that would hurt, but you probably would not stay hooked into them and lie about your feelings and lose yourself in fantasy, even though you know it can't work. And you wouldn't let the situation block you from finding love with someone who actually loves you back. People who were not loved properly as children can have this delicious but destructive capacity to give undying love to the idea of a person, but to live their lives without any of the joys of actual mutual love in the real world. And this is what limerence is. And if you're prone to it, it probably seems unthinkable to spoil the fantasy because it's what you use to hold yourself together. But is that really the best approach? My letter today is from someone I'll call Megan, and she writes, "Dear Anna, my name is Megan, and I'm writing to you because I think I might be experiencing limerence. I only learned about the term recently, and it seems to describe my experience perfectly. I'm 19 years old, and for the past 5 months, I've been obsessing about one of my best friends. We've known each other for more than 10 years. We go to school together, and we're part of the same 4-person friend group. I've got my fairy pencil. I'm going to circle some things I want to come back to on a second reading, but let's read through Megan's letter and see what's going on. It originally started, she says, almost a year ago. The thought of liking her popped into my head when I was having a bad week and I needed something to distract myself. It didn't last more than a few days. I even talked about it to my friends later. It was just a silly thing to look back on. Fast forward to last December. I was very stressed about finishing high school and trying to choose a university to go to. I started thinking about my friend more and more, which wasn't difficult because we spend a lot of time together in school and outside of it. I must be frank, at the beginning it was just sexual. Something changed for me around her birthday in January, and I've not been able to stop thinking about her since. I fantasize about her all the time. I make up all sorts of scenarios about us being together and her telling me she loves me as if it could fix all my problems. I constantly want to be near her. When we're apart, I think about what I'll tell her once we meet, and I think about what she'll say in response. I listen to the music she likes, and I always talk about her to my friends and parents. Whenever she texts me, I feel a rush. I'd say she flirts with me occasionally, jokingly, as friends do. She talks about having a future together, but we both know it's not likely in the near future, as she's going to another country for university. Ooh. I've never admitted my feelings to her, but I think she's aware of them. She knows me very well. I like to tell people about my thoughts and feelings, and I love sharing secrets. Oh, except this one. My friend is more closed off. We talk about personal stuff and serious topics, but she never really shares too much of herself. I yearn to get closer to her emotionally and physically, but I know she'll pull away. She has also said multiple times that she does not want a relationship, to get married, or to have kids, and I'm the exact opposite. I thought maybe I was really in love with her, but I think I might only like her because I know she'll never reciprocate. I crave stability. My parents were never married. My dad lives abroad, and my older brother has had behavioral problems ever since he was a kid. I mention it because I think that is at the root of all this, maybe. I have an amazing relationship with both of my parents, but I never really got the amount of attention I wanted. They were more preoccupied with my brother. My mom raised us as a single mom while working as a teacher, and when I was a kid, I sometimes felt like I had to parent myself, my mom and my older brother. My best friend is very stoic, probably has the avoidant attachment style, if I'm being honest. She makes me feel safe and seen and taken care of. Interesting. She's very charismatic, funny, smart, ridiculously generous, and considerate. I know it's not healthy, but I really can't see her flaws. She's a great friend, always offers help and support, and respects people's boundaries. Even though she doesn't like to dwell on emotions, sentiment, or traditions, she's able to comfort others very well. She has younger siblings and married parents. I have spent a lot of time with their family, and I have always admired their home and their dynamic. I think I just want someone to tell me what to do. My question is it possible to stop the limerence while seeing her? I've been her friend for many years before I ever felt this way, and I want to be the friend she deserves. I want to love her for who she really is and not for some fake version of her I've created. I'm worried this obsession will negatively impact my friendships and my life in general. I don't want to make my friends uncomfortable. I want to enjoy my last summer with them, and I want to focus on getting accepted into university. I want to be present in my life with the people I love. How do I do that? I know you'll be honest, and I hope you can help me. Thanks for reading my letter, Megan. All right, Megan. Oh, what a tough situation. All right. So here, I'm just going to go back to what I circled, some things you told me. So it's a best friend for a long time, and she's wonderful. And basically, you know, you say, I thought I was in love with her, but I'm not. But everything you're describing, you are in love with her. And I'm not sure why you don't see it that way. And maybe there's something I'm missing. But this is what in love looks like, where you want the best of her, you want to think about her. And maybe I'm just guessing, so don't go by me, go by you, go by what you know to be true. But because she's going away for university, are you telling yourself, oh, it's not love, it's just a thing because it can't be reciprocated? Now, the way you grew up does match getting limerent and being in love with somebody who has an avoidant attachment style, and that's what you say your friend has here, avoidant attachment. And is it avoidant? Is she not into you the same way? I mean, you say she knows about your feelings, but she's not reciprocating and she's evidently tolerating it. So I'm just wondering, if she really does know. I have been in the situation before where somebody who was a longtime friend, after a very long time, disclosed that they had those feelings for me, and it weirded me out. I felt betrayed. And I think that's the reason when I've been limerent on somebody, I really wanted to keep not say it, because I figured that it would weird them out. And I think the longer we go on harboring romantic feelings for somebody but lying about how we feel about them, like it's a lie, right? It's a manipulation. And I realize there's reasons, and I realize you mean well, but just at the heart of it, it's a manipulation, and manipulations are not good for friendships. And so I think you have a chance here that she will go away. You can just sort of ride out the summer and stay limerent and not say anything, and maybe your feelings will go away. I get it. I wouldn't think that's the craziest thing to do. Or if this is going to haunt you and block you from having good friendships and a potential romantic relationship with somebody who is available and does love you back, and you can have that family that you want and all that, well, you got to get the limerent people out of your life. If it's blocking you, if it's just consuming your consciousness, it's got to go. And it's very sad. And it doesn't mean that you can never be friends again. Maybe sometime you can, although I will say, like, once you feel that way about somebody, you might always, that's a possibility. Or you might just go, oh gosh, I just don't even know what I was thinking. So it's interesting because you really discredit your feelings here, and you go, oh, I wanted to distract myself, so I just imagined a sexual relationship with her. But then it built. So limerence has a funny thing. It actually is avoidance in itself. It's a way to like have a relationship in your mind and not have to deal with the real life aspects of it. And as much as it involves longing for the other person, I think that if we didn't have limerence, we would look at it like, why would anybody do that? Why wouldn't people pursue people that were potentially available for them? So it's sometimes, I think, all we can do is love somebody at arm's length. That's what we're able to do. And it can get very intense because there's just no limit on that arm's length kind of love, especially if you grew up, your dad was absent, I just can't help but sort of flag that, like, that'll do it. That'll do it. And your mom was a single mom, so I presume she had to work a lot, and you didn't get what you needed, and you were kind of neglected, and you felt like you were parenting the whole family. So there was, it just sounds like it'd be very nice for you to be taken care of for a while. That would be really nice. And it's not too much to ask in a romantic relationship, not to be the child, but to just be with the sort of person who takes care of you. So I think that this friendship has a bit of that for you. And then her family being so cool, whereas yours is kind of dodgy, that just sounds very appealing. So you're 19, and like a lot is going to change for you. A lot is going to evolve for you. I might give you a different answer if you were 40 and having this feeling. I'd be like, you have to disclose. But I think that you have a little space here to just ride it out till she goes off to college. And then when she comes back for the holidays or makes contact with you, if it's just giving you the same electrified limerence experience, then it may be time to disclose. And who knows? Maybe she feels the same way. Or maybe she'll be weirded out and end her friendship with you. That's the big risk. Or she'll stay friends with you and just say, yeah, I don't feel the same way. Do you think we can get through this as friends? That would be good. That would be a good outcome. I mean, you sound ready for that. If that doesn't sound right to you, I'm like, disclose, disclose, disclose. I don't wish it on anybody. Like if you're limerent at 19, if you don't heal this aspect of yourself and the way that you relate to romantic ideals, it could haunt you all your life. And I do not wish that on anybody. So I do recommend you get over the limerence. So yeah, give yourself 6 months or something. And if it's still going on, I mean, take this seriously. Do not let yourself have your whole relationship space fill up with concrete. It's concrete. Concrete doesn't love you back. All right? And you've got your whole life to enjoy love and romantic and sexual relationships. And, that's a big thing to lose, or a big thing to have sort of made false and hollow and not into it for you because you have this attachment to a ghost. Here's what I recommend to you, Megan. It's time to get ready for a great relationship. And there are things you can be doing to work on yourself right now. I've got a free download where I just kind of list some actions anybody can take to get ready for the real thing, a good relationship. And that download, you can click on this right here, and I will see you very soon.